There was a survey in 2024 saying that 30% of all tourists visiting Japan experience over-tourism. So today I'm going to teach you how to avoid it. And there's one visual data that will answer everything. All right, so this data, it shows the top 20 prefectures visited by foreigners. What's marked here in blue? Right, the deeper the blue, the more visitors per year. Right, if you look at the deepest blue, that is Tokyo, that's 14 million people per year. You look at the one next to it, Chiba, it's 10.5 million per year. You look at Osaka, right? Osaka is 11 million per year, 11.5. Kyoto, 8.3 million. And then you look at those four are the top four, right? And then you look at the 20th. So there's 47 prefectures in Japan. So 20th is still above average, right? Above average 20th is 45. Nagasaki, not even 500,000, 450,000, right? So if you compare the 20th, right, this is above average 450,000 to the top four, you're looking at something like 5%, right? So for every 20 people visiting, say Kyoto or say Osaka, say Chiba, Tokyo, there's 1% visiting Nagasaki, and that's still above average, right? So that is the cause of over-tourism. Over-tourism is not happening in Japan. It's happening in 4 places, in 4 prefectures of Japan, right? So when people say, okay, Japan has so many tourists, they should say Tokyo, Kyoto, Osaka, and Chiba has so many tourists, because the rest of Japan is empty, right? Any color, anything that's not in the top 20, right? It's near empty. They see very few tourists, and then you say, okay, there's nothing there. And why should we visit those places unmarked? Because there's like nothing there. Let's do a little bit of research. There's so much there. There's so much everywhere. Actually, Japan is one of those countries where from northernmost prefecture to the southernmost, every prefecture you choose, there's something unique about that prefecture. And there's at least 100 interesting places where you are actually have a great time, right? Whether it's culture, history, food, people. My point is, over-tourism that the 30% are experiencing, it's not because Japan is too congested, right? It's not about that, right? It's more about where they're visiting, right? They're visiting about 10%. I'm not sure if this is even 10%. It's like maybe 5% in terms of landmass. And maybe 5 to 10% of Japan where you're experiencing over-tourism, and then the other 95%. Go out there. There are plenty of sightseeing spots, beautiful nature, cultural places, ryokan, onsen towns, everywhere across Japan, right? It's not just the 4 prefectures, right? So that's what this data says, right? This is hard fact, right? This is data, right? Now, let me show you another data. So this is by Statistica, 2023, most visited prefectures among international visitors in Japan in 2023. So this is a few years back, but after COVID, right? Just look at the chart, look at the length of the chart, right? Tokyo, more than half, right? For every 2 travelers to Japan, one of them have visited or stayed in Tokyo. Okay, in my mind, there's 2 reasons why Chiba is ranked 3rd. People don't actually stay or enjoy Chiba, right? What they're doing is they're landing in Chiba because of Narita International Airport, right? Narita Airport is in Chiba. That's one of the reasons. And the second reason is Tokyo Disneyland. It's called Tokyo Disneyland, but it's actually located in Chiba, right? So people not really spending a lot of money in Chiba. It's actually mostly Tokyo, right? So anyways, so you got first place, Tokyo, more than half the tourists go there. It's fine, you go there. It's fine to arrive in Tokyo, right? That's completely fine because that's one of the biggest airport with Haneda, and the second biggest Narita. Anyways, but what you should be doing is you should be exploring from there, right? You shouldn't be staying in Tokyo, right? and it's more than just one direction, right? Most people, they go, when they arrive Tokyo, they do the golden route. Right? They're going from Tokyo to Osaka, and then about 40% Osaka, because that's Kansai International Airport. It's a beautiful airport, Osaka, and from there you can access the western prefectures. All right, so it makes sense you arrive in Osaka, but then once again you should be exploring beyond just Osaka and Kyoto. All right, so we got Tokyo, Osaka, Chiba, and Kyoto, and then from Kyoto, right? To be honest, sure, Kyoto is beautiful, cultural central. We call Kyoto the cultural cradle of Japan. Now, Kyoto is actually huge. If you look at the entirety of Kyoto, it's bigger than Osaka in terms of the size of the prefecture. Right? It's bigger than Osaka. It's bigger than Tokyo. However, Kyoto is really crowded because most people are only visiting the southern stretch, the southernmost parts of Kyoto. Right? If you go north, there's all these mountains and fields, and then the northern coast. So I don't want to say Kyoto is congested everywhere you go, but most people they tend to visit all the Kiyomizu-dera, the whatever temple, whatever shrines. So Kyoto is also right now it's very congested. All right, so 30% of tourists go there. Now, for some reason, Fukuoka is down here, but Fukuoka is 12%. So that is less than half of what Kyoto sees. And Fukuoka, for good reason, there's an airport there. Most people who leverage Fukuoka airport is because they're from Asian countries, right? Because Fukuoka airport has direct flights to a lot of the Asian countries. So it makes sense that Fukuoka is the 5th. However, if you go from there, it goes 12% and then to 9%, but 9% Kanagawa, that makes sense because it's Yokohama, it's next to Tokyo, and then Nara is, you got the Nara Park with all the deer, so and it's really close to Osaka, it's close to the airport, so it makes sense. 8%. Yamanashi, one of my favorite prefectures, Yamanashi, 6%, awesome, doing a good job. But I could see more. I really love Yamanashi, so Yamanashi is underrated. Now, most people, they visit Yamanashi, they're not going to the Yamanashi cities, right? They're going to Kawaguchiko, the area near Mount Fuji. So Kawaguchiko, that area is pretty congested, right? And people hike Fuji only 2 months out of the year. So summertime around Fuji is a lot of people. And then Hokkaido, for good reason. I love Hokkaido. Hokkaido is great, right? It's huge, right? And you can enjoy summer Hokkaido. Go drive around, go hike around. Winter Hokkaido for winter sports, awesome. Sapporo, great food. So Hokkaido is great up there, 6.1%. Hyogo is, I was living in Hyogo for 5 years, so I love it, and so on. But then you go down to the bottom, and you see prefectures like Tokushima is 0.2, right? Shimane 0.2, Fukui 0.2. Kochi, 0.3, Tottori, 0.3, Miyazaki, even Miyazaki, right? Miyazaki chicken, best charcoal grilled chicken. So many sightseeing spots, right? The beef, Miyazaki beef, there's an annual beef Olympic in Japan. Miyazaki was won 5 years, five times, so that's 20 years in a row. No one goes there. What's going on? Ehime, 0.4. Akita 0.4, Niigata 0.5, Fukushima 0.5, Yamagata 0.5. There are more than 20 prefectures, like Mie. I was living there for 4 years, one of my hometowns in Japan, 0.8. There's 15 to 20 prefectures, not even 1%. That's why I say over-tourism is a choice. All right, mark my words, over-tourism is a choice, right? You're choosing over-tourism. You're choosing to be stuck in the crowds. All right, but you don't have to. YamaTrips, we are YamaTrips. You know what Yama means? Yama means mountains. You know what percent of Japan is mountainous? 75%. So most people are stuck in the 25% of Japan, or most people travel, 25% of Japan where it's plain, right? It's like Tokyo, right? The west side of Tokyo is mountainous, but the east side, the main city is Like it's easy, it's much easier to build a city on a flat surface than on a mountain, right? So if you want to go into the cities, you're only able to enjoy up to 25% of Japan. And most people are not going to these cities like in like the rural places. So they're only actually looking at 5 to 10% of Japan. Now, YamaTrips, we are about empowering you to explore, giving you access to the other 75%, the mountains, right? Japan is mostly mountains, 75%, right? So our mission is to help you, give you access to the other 75%, right? Anyways, what I'm trying to say, this is gonna be a short video. Basically, I'm just trying to, prove it to you by numbers, visualization that over-tourism is a choice and you can change it. If you like this video, please give a thumbs up, click the subscribe button, and follow YamaTrips because we are about showing you, we're all about showing you the mountainous, the less crowded, those places, those prefectures, 1% or less. So we want to help you avoid over-tourism. We want to help Japan as a whole, right? We want to showcase those rural places in Japan and help drive the local economy. So if you're into, authentic Japan, you wanna explore, you wanna stay away from the crowd. We're all about helping you travel smarter, avoid over-tourism. Follow YamaTrips. Check me out on LinkedIn. We actually have an app. In my app, I have like over 600 places mapped. Anyways, I'll see you in the next video. Follow us.